Support for Radio Friends comes from OsteoStrong. Improvements in bone density, strength, and power can be achieved by weekly 5-minute no-sweat sessions on their 4-Spectrum machines. These isometric robotic machines safely emulate high-impact loading on different parts of the skeletal system, which stimulates activity in bone-building cells. Balance and agility can be improved by 2-minute sessions on vibration plates. Every session is supervised by a trained coach. Learn more on Facebook or call to set up a complimentary wellness assessment and session. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Thursday, August the 19th. We're going to talk a little bit about money today with our money expert, ALEX LaBRUNERIE. Good to have you here, Alex, from LaBRUNERIE Financial.
Thank you.
You came in here with kind of a mixed bag of information today. We were talking about the unemployment rate.
Yes.
And there is good news on the labor front.
Yeah, well, excellent news for the country. When this outbreak happened, when we had to shut our economy down in 2020, 23 million Americans were thrust out of work almost overnight. So that was horrible.
23 million.
Yeah, 23 million.
Lost their jobs.
Virtually overnight. And we now, as a country, have only 7 million. So we've really reemployed our people back to work.
Okay, now let me ask you a question here. You say there are only 7 million people that are unemployed. That means 7 million people who are on unemployment benefits.
That's right. They're showing up counted, yeah.
Right. There could be, and I'm sure there are more people that are unemployed.
Definitely.
They're not being counted because they're not on the benefits.
Yes, they're not in the workforce participation rate, the economists call it. They're happily retired or happily not looking for a job, or hopefully happily. Now, some of them are not.
And you hear the stories of companies are having a hard time hiring people. They can't find enough workers to come back. Why is that?
Yeah, so the other, I think the dislocation that the workforce has gone through it's been so much turmoil thrown at people's lives that possibly they've moved. There's a lot of reasons, childcare for people to get back to work, working families that need childcare. Childcare facilities have shut down. Extended unemployment has kept people on the sidelines. That expires in September, I think, nationally. Some states have already stopped it. But it is very, very hard and a problem for the economy a year from now if we can't, man our businesses and get production up. Also, it's interesting, baby boomers, the people in their 60s and have retired at a large rate this year, almost 3 million.
They took advantage of the fact that, well, wait a minute, maybe my job's not going to be there. I'm going to go ahead and retire.
Yeah, it was. I think COVID probably made them, jump, make the decision. Why not? It's a pandemic, and I'm not getting younger. So 3 million people who are in their 60s is a lot of skilled, seasoned workers. So we've got a gap there in our labor force that of skilled, knowledgeable, older workers.
So what do you see as the solution to help bring people back to businesses that are saying they can't hire? There aren't enough people here to hire.
I think, phasing down the enhanced unemployment. Businesses are countering. I think they're realizing they have to pay more.
I was going to say, I was going to stop you right there because, now let's be realistic. Somebody is on unemployment and maybe they were making just minimum wage.
Yes.
And they're unemployment and they get the extra $300 a month. When does that end?
I think in September for the whole country.
Okay.
Missouri has ended it.
All right. But how can you criticize someone who is having a hard time making ends meet to start with? If they go back to work, they're going to make less money going back to work with the minimum wage than they were if they stay on unemployment. And they've got their family to feed. It's kind of a mixed bag there. What do you do?
It's very much a mixed bag, and on the also in that bag is also we can't forever, pay unemployment.
No, you can't.
And
you can't,
so
but you have to also understand where these people are coming
yeah,
from.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just a difficult situation at this point.
It is. I mean, this pandemic has been full of very difficult situations, and this is the latest. Hopefully by next summer, the American labor market has found equilibrium, and that people have gotten back to work. Maybe they're learning less, but maybe they've saved more and have a cushion. Mm-hmm. It's going to be tough, though, for the economy if we can't get our people back to work and get businesses at full speed.
Okay,
pre-COVID.
What do you see personally? What do you see happening?
I see that by January, I think this variant, the Delta, I think another COVID shutdown whether maybe it's not an outright shutdown by government authority, but just a retreat by businesses to reopen for safety reasons, could kick the can down the road for full labor recovery.
And being perfectly blunt, this is all unnecessary. It's unnecessary because people can get the shots. The illness is preventable.
Yes.
It's preventable if you get the shots.
Yes.
You're thinking about the economy.
The severity of the illness, certainly.
Yes, the severity of the illness is preventable with the vaccination.
Yeah.
And that's something that we need to talk about a lot more often with your friends and relatives who are resistant to it.
Yes.
Anything else you want to add there?
No, I think on this matter, let's hope that this works out, and let's work hard to make it work out as Americans. But Wall Street is at near records again, despite all these problems.
It is.
And,
so if you're in the stock market, hey, you're doing great.
So,
but unfortunately, a lot of people are not, and we need to look out. We need to think about those people also. In the long run, do you see the stock market holding up the rest of this year?
I do, and hopefully into the late spring and early summer of next year. And then these challenges, whether it's businesses unable to hire enough workers to be productive, the inflation that we've talked about in the past and that others are talking about, Paul, hopefully that subsides. We should be okay next summer, but we've still a lot of work and still uncertainty.
All right. If you got any questions or you want to talk about things, you can give Alex LaBRUNERIE a call at LaBRUNERIE Financial. And what's your phone number, Alex?
We're in Columbia at 573-449-5313.
Okay. And if you go in there on Friday, you see everybody in the staff has their bow ties on. It's Bow Tie Friday.
Thank you. Come see us.
You're looking for a Hawaiian bow tie?
Yes, so we can a Hawaiian bow tie.
All right, Alex, maybe somebody will send you a Hawaiian bow tie. We're out of time. Thank you so much for coming today. If there's something you'd like to hear or see, I'd love to hear from you. Drop me an email. That's pepperp@missouri.edu. And when you go out and about, please be nice to each other. And when you're wearing that mask, smile behind the mask. Bye-bye.